Hello everybody, day 5 is upon us, and as you can see we now have a forge. We've managed to build a forge, so we can now start looking at getting an anvil, a cooking pot and a grill, so we can start getting ourselves some food and we can sustain life a lot easier. We still need a lot of resources, so we're going to go out and gather more. The weather's moved in on us, so it's not the best of things. We are struggling for water, however we do have something that can remove the negative effect of drinking bad water, so we're just going to drink the bad water and use that. It's not ideal, however it's serving a purpose at the time. If you've managed to get further on with getting clean water, then obviously that's your better option, but unfortunately because we've got nothing around us, we've struggled to get anything. So as you can see, the building has come a long way. I did risk building it during the night a little bit. It's not ideal, but I did manage to get away with it. Now to note, day 5 does bring some differences into the game. You'll find that there will now be roaming. There could be anything from roaming hordes to dogs to all sorts. If you find them, your best bet is just to try and take them out at a long distance or avoid them altogether. So there we go, those are vitamins. We've got rid of that negative effect, and we'll just continue to work on our home. The outer building is now coming along. That's going to provide us with extra defences and obviously slow the zombies down. It's all about slowing the zombies down now. So day 5, we're 2 days off. We need to really start working on building this house. I like to have my house kind of looking good. I don't like it where it's just a box with nothing in it, so I've started with the second level. I've started making it look a bit better, and I've started putting pillars in as well for support. Now the pillars, they offer the same support as a block wood, but it just looks a bit better. It looks like something that should be there, so I've gone ahead and put pillars in. We need a door reinforced. Obviously the spikes are there, and there's one of the pillars. The floor's still not done yet, but we'll be working on the floor. So we're looking good. So obviously you can smelt all of your iron that you've got, or your bronze you've got, or your lead you've got that you've already collected, and then that will allow us to start building better things like the fire axe and the pickaxe, which is what we're working towards. So whilst that's working, we will continue. Now today is a day where you're spending most of it indoors. You've got plenty of resources now. Now the reason why I'd like to do the floor is because I have seen zombies actually digging up the ground. Obviously dirt's a lot easier to dig up than is wood, so the last thing I want to see is a crawling zombie digging its way underneath my floor. So I put on the wooden floor. Also it looks good as well. You got aesthetics as well. You don't want to be looking like you've got a house built on dirt. You know, you give yourself a bit of a stronger foundation, and that's what it's all about. So that's pretty much what day 5 is going to be about. It's just getting this base up to scratch to obviously survive. That's just putting the fuel into the cooking pot, so now we can get ourselves clean water. You could have risked waiting and getting clean water, however it will affect your life. Your life will go down. As you can see, I've already lost a little bit of top end life. That's down to obviously dehydration. So I took the lesser of 2 evils, and I've got rid of that by taking vitamins, so happy days. As I say, I don't like things like dirt underneath that, so we'll get it all nice and clean. Doesn't necessarily have to be perfect yet, but I like to work on it where it's a bit better. I do try and put underneath there, but it's just sinking the box. But don't worry, the box is only temporary. There are bigger like boxes to store your stuff in, and we'll be working on them later, and you'll see some of them later, but they're not needed at the moment, so I won't be putting them down for quite a while yet. I'll probably be putting them up on the second level, so that's what I'm working towards. It's a good idea to have a think about what you're going to be working towards. Obviously the last thing you want to do is do something and then having to strip it all back down again because you decided actually I want to do something else. There's no harm in that, nothing wrong in that, but it will just obviously waste resources, which at this level is obviously quite crucial that we keep the resource wastage down, and we do try and build things that we're going to keep for quite a while. Obviously, time is also not against. Time is also against us, as we don't want to be finding ourselves with no defences and day 7 turning up. Another crate, so they do drop regularly if you put it down as a regular drop. We got ourselves some food now, so we can get our wellness back up. Wellness increases the maximum health you can have. And obviously the grill allows you to create, to have grilled meat, which is better for you. Boiled meat's just as good, but it's just not as good as what that can do for you in the long term. We're going to be needing some more resources, so it's just out gathering more resources. Getting that iron as well. You notice the smaller blocks of stone give you more iron. The bigger ones do give you iron, but not as much. So if you want to be wanting iron, you want to be going for these small ones here. Remember, grinding them down to the bottom. Last thing you want to do is leave a little bit, because you don't get the maximum level off it. So it's just a case of just getting more iron and getting it smelted, and that's going to give us more ability to build better things. This is just a bit of titivating again. Make sure they can't dig underneath the door, and I just basically making it look a little bit better. I'm not overly worried about this just yet, but we will be working on this at a later stage. So again, that's us getting our iron in. We're going to be needing plenty of iron, so there's never too much iron gathered. You're going to need loads of it. It's one of your staple resources, so same as wood. Now, if I'm honest, I do go off the beaten track here a little bit. I want to get rid of this giant boulder at a later stage, because this is where I'm going to be extending the home to. So I'm just been working on this a bit and see how much iron it does give us. It doesn't give us a great deal, but it does mean that it's being chipped away at. And we've got a bit of time at the moment while we're waiting for smelting and stuff like that to happen. We're still using the old tools at the moment. However, hopefully now that we've got the forge, that won't be for too long, which hopefully you'll be able to see on day 5. Certainly moving into day 6, you want to be using your decent gear. Don't worry if you're not, it's just it makes it a little bit slower, but you've certainly got plenty of time. Here we go, so we can now get forged iron, which is what we need, so we'll be producing all of that. What I do say is you get 2 types of iron that you can gather. You've got obviously iron, which is kind of like, I look at it as iron scraps, and the iron ingots. Raw iron. What I tend to do is I'll pop the raw iron into the forge, and I'll use the created iron that's in my backpack as things to upgrade and stuff like that. And you'll also notice that we have some friends now. This is a roaming zombie horde that I was on about. They're not lethal as much as they would be if they were day 7 horde. However, they can obviously break down some of your defences. As you can see, these spikes have done a good job of taking them down a bit, and also we can get looting them. Using the bone shiv, we can get some more bone off it, and obviously you can also get rid of the bodies, because if you don't get rid of the bodies, you won't be able to get out your door properly. So you just need to go ahead and break all these bodies down, and that will stop you from being blocked getting out of your door. Also stops zombies being able to mount themselves up and going over your defences, because obviously, as you notice, I'm only doing the first 2 levels of defences. That's just good enough for day 7, is your first 2 levels. That'll stop your crawlers at the bottom, and it'll stop your standing zombies from taking it out. It doesn't stop them completely, obviously, it just makes it a little bit better. Obviously the roaming zombie horde, they don't run, they just pop up, and if they hear you, they'll cause you some bother. I'm just going to finish off the floor here. Again, that's just more for my benefit. It doesn't really serve massive amounts of purpose. Certainly not the level of zombies you're going to be getting on day 7, but it just looks good. It gives you a good foundation for when you're doing other things as well. Remember, day 7 is only around the corner now, so you want to be really thinking about getting your iron up and running. If you're not at the level of a forge, don't worry too much. There are things you can do which will be just as good on day 7, so don't worry massively if you're falling behind on that. The only thing you do want to make sure is you've got your first and second level of defense, and you've got somewhere to go upstairs. You will notice when day 7 arrives that they struggle to get up ladders when you remove the top 2 runs, which gives you that bit of defense. Now, the reason why I say you need to have a good 2 layers of defense is because if a zombie attacks basically one room, and you've got no other defenses whatsoever, no other supports whatsoever, if they all attack various walls and break them walls down, then your kind of support for your upper level has been removed and it will collapse. This game has great mechanics when it comes to how much your blocks and stuff like that can support. You'll notice it on if you inspect them, it'll tell you what it can hold and stuff like that. Your best bet is to go online, have a look at a guide to like what each one can support. I will do a small video at a later stage showing you the visual side of things, like when they collapse and stuff like that. But certainly this level, just give yourself a look online, or just make sure you do some sort of defense like this, and make sure that if they don't take out a whole wall, you're not going to lose your upper level, and you're going to survive your 7 days. Once that 7 days is over, you then work into making things bigger, better and stronger. That's when you need to get your forge going, so don't worry too much about that. As you can see, nighttime has now arrived upon us again, and I'd say we've done really well because we've got 2 doors now to lead into, so it'll slow them down even more, and we've got iron going, so keep leveling up them weapons. And let's see how day 6 goes, the day before we're going to get that horde appearing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on day 6.